Hey, it's your Auntie Annie, back with another super recipe again. Today, I'm going to be making a Jamaican breakfast staple, fried dumplings. So, in any Jamaican house, any day of the week, fried dumpling can be eaten with anything you make for breakfast. Now, I learned, of course, from my mom and Dardar, who was a very good dumpling maker. But you know who had the best dumplings ever? Was my dad. He couldn't cook a lot, but what he cooked, he perfected. So the only problem with his dumpling making, he could only make 6 dumplings at a time, but they were like great, fluffy, soft, crisp on the outside. It was fantastic. It being Father's Day weekend, I just wanted to do something to honor my dad. He was a great father. He didn't cook very much, but whatever he did it to the best of his ability. So today, I'm going to try to recreate his dumplings. Be a little bit different. I'll cook more than 6 for sure. So anyway, stick around and let's get this thing started. Let's get this dumpling started. So we're going to start with our flour. Let's see if I remember. I think about 2.5 cups of flour. That's what I normally would go. So let's level it off. And another 1/2 cup. And we should be there. So I'm also going to be using just a pinch of salt. Don't want it too salty because whatever you're eating will have salt in there. I'm going to be using about, I would say, 2 level teaspoons of baking powder. I'm going to also use a teaspoon of sugar and about 2 tablespoons of any kind of fat, whether it be margarine or butter, whichever you want. I'm using butter. I'm using margarine here. So what I'm going to do, once I have all these ingredients in, of course, I'm going to use water to mix it, but I'm going to just mix up the dry ingredients first. And I'm going to make sure that the margarine, butter, whatever you use, is mixed thoroughly in. So I will come back when I'm ready to show you to add the water. So we're back. If you can see that I've made sure that I've cut all that margarine into the flour, so it's nice and incorporated. So at this point, you see I'm wearing gloves. The reason why, 2 things. I don't like to get all that flour on my hand. And the main reason I'm wearing it is that once your dough is ready, it should not be sticking to the glove. So it's always a good way of doing it, so that you know if you're ready that the dough is just right. So for the dough, there are people that put like milk in there, but I just prefer to use water. I find that if you use milk, what happens is that it'll make the dough, when you're frying it, it gets the color really quick and sometimes it'll burn it. All right, so like everything else, I'm just going to be adding a little water at a time, stirring it over. And I'll add water as I need it. You don't want to work the dough too much as well, because you might get some tough dumplings. So I'm just going to make sure all the liquid. And when your dough is actually ready as well, it should not be sticking to the sides. So the sides should come up clean. So as you can see, I need a little bit more water. Just go ahead and add some and work it into the dough. So what I'll do is that when I have it all kneaded and it's ready, I'll come back and show you how it looks. Okay. So my dough is ready. If you can see how it is, it's not, the flour is not wet and sticking to me, and the pan is virtually almost clean. So I'm going to go ahead and let it rest for about 10 minutes or so, and then we're going to start to fry these bad boys. Okay? So we're going to be frying the dumplings now. So I always put in a little tester to see how the oil is, if it's ready. So it probably needs another few minutes, maybe another minute or so. When I see it start to bubble around it, then I know it's ready to make up my dumplings. So I'm going to show you how to make the dumplings. You can make them any size you want. And they're not going to be as big as Daddy's, but usually you just grab a piece of the dough and you roll it around. I always start in a ball first, squashing it down, and then it's ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and make up a few and get ready to put them in the oil. I'll come back as soon as I'm ready. Okay? Okay, so here I go. I roll it. I kind of just smash it with my hand. Sometimes I turn it inwards to try to get them as round as I can. But so it's ready. If you can see in the oil here that it's starting to bubble on the outside, the way it's supposed to be. And then I'm going to carefully place my dumplings in. And you don't want to start off on a very high fire. You want to make sure it's like medium low, because you want the dough to cook. If you put it in when it's too hot, then it's not gonna, you're gonna have a raw inside. So I'm gonna go ahead, put these in, and then we shall see. There we go. I think we can hold one more. I'll just show you how I go about it. Roll it, roll it, roll it. And here we go. And we put it in. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, start to fry these up, and then I'll come back and show you when they're finished. Okay. So I'm checking on these dumplings. Like I said, you want a medium heat. You don't want it too hot because you don't want them burning on the inside. The dough is raw on the inside. So I'm just going to go over, give them a flip. You'll flip them a couple of times. There we go. So I'll let them go for another few minutes, and then I'll check on it again. And we'll come back when I'm ready to take these out. Okay. I'm just giving dumplings another flip. You see, they're coming along nicely. And like when they're ready, I should be able to push my fork in and no flour should come out on it. But you see, they're lovely. And try not to over crowd your pan when you're going to do it. Make sure, you don't put like a dozen dumplings in a small pan. So you want to be able to cook them properly all the way through. So these are coming out nicely. I'll show you when I take them out. Okay, so these are ready to go. I'm going to show you that once you push the fork in, you see nothing has come out on it. So I'm going to go ahead, take these out and I'm going to turn off the fire because I don't want my oil to overheat. I'm going to take these out and have the second batch in. So I'll come back when everything is finished and we're ready to eat these bad boys. Okay. Okay, so we're all done now. I hope they look as if they could be as good as Daddy's. I hope so. Like I said, he wasn't a big cook, but whatever he did, which would have been these dumplings and the cook-up saltfish, that would have been our breakfast for Saturday or Sunday. Like Daddy, not a good cook, but he perfected these dumplings, perfected this. This was one of his things. He actually tried to cook curry chicken once, and from scratch, cut it up, season it and everything. But he forgot one main ingredient, which was salt. So, it took a little while for him to live that down. But honestly, I love my dad and I wanted to really do something special for Father's Day. Daddy, wherever you are, hope you see this and know that I've carried on the tradition with your dumplings. Anyhow, take care. Remember to like, subscribe, and tell a friend about this channel. And we'll see you the next time.